every time I've had to let something go, and had to, meaning like I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. Every time I closed one door, another incredible opportunity opened up. Again, manifesting is not about bypassing your life, high vibing it, avoiding what is here. It's about honoring the sacredness of what is here now. You need to remember who you are. You need to remember the vision you have. You need to let yourself evolve in the process. And also, if your vision doesn't evolve in the process, let it. Nothing is set in stone. In every moment, let yourself be the eye of the storm. In every moment, let yourself lean into a greater power beyond you. Let yourself know that even when things appear to be going quote unquote wrong, something greater is occurring. And everything is working out for your highest good.
Welcome to Legendary with Lexi Rose. This is the space where women rise, lead, and create realities that defy logic. I am Lexi Rose Scott, a manifestation expert, divine channel, and wealth energetic specialist that helps women around the world elevate their mindset, energy, and beliefs to turn their dreams into lived experience. Each episode is here to give you the mindset shifts, energetic tools, and inspiration to take your life from good to legendary. It's time to live an enriched life as the legendary woman. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome back to Legendary with Lexi Rose. Wherever you are, I invite you to take a really deep breath in. Call back your energy from everyone and everything, and exhale out. Just let everything and anything in the way of you go. Today's episode is all around the lies that you have been told about manifestation. So there are a lot of things that have been taught and are being taught in the manifestation space that sound on the surface really good, but they are actually keeping you stuck. They are often making you get caught up in a spiral of shame and doubt, and they are making you often try to bypass the very things that are showing you something. So a big part of the work that I do in my own practice of life, and I invite my private clients into, and my group experience clients into, is really feeling into what is present. I think that there are a lot of people in the space where they believe that you have to be high vibe, or that you have to like continuously override what you're experiencing. But the work that I share is all about feeling into what is here, what is true, and being the most empowered version of yourself through it all. There have been ideas that you can't feel grief or anger, that you have to pretend everything is perfect, that you have to ignore reality. And because of these beliefs, so many people end up feeling like they're falling off track, or that they're failing at what they're trying to create. But life is gonna life. And manifestation does not require perfection. Again, it requires true leadership. You can be grieving and still manifest love. You can be overwhelmed and you're still manifesting. You are, in every single now moment, you are manifesting. So the idea is to allow what your experience of life that is occurring right now to teach you something. To let yourself feel the sadness and pain and empower yourself through it. To know that everything about you and everything about what you are experiencing right now is so valid. And it's how you meet yourself in these moments. It's how you, when you hit a block, or when you're experiencing resistance, or when you're in a relationship that's not really supporting you, it's how honest you are about what's happening, and where you're gliding over the surface to just make things right or fake feel good because you're scared about not being positive, or you're scared about not manifesting what it is you want. And I will say this, almost 99% of the time, whenever I have experienced a major manifestation come in my reality, right before that, there is almost always the contraction, and you cannot glide through the contraction. The contraction are moments where you feel stretched. They're moments where it seems like nothing is working out for you, but you got to hold on to the understanding that even in my darkest moments, in fact, especially in my darkest moments, is when I'm still creating a beautiful life. Because the more I can feel, and the more that I can accept what is and be who I really am in each and every now moment, and I can be honest with myself, and I can hold myself through it, and I'm not avoiding, and I'm not taking substances, and I'm not drinking my way through it or shopping my way through it, the quicker you move through it. And the more capacity you have to experience more of beauty. When you experience that dark, you can experience the contrast of what is that dark, which is a bright light. So I'm going to go through a series of lies. And I also want to say there is nothing for you to have shame about in this moment. But I'm going to go through the lies around manifestation or in this space that I've come across that are actually in the way of your ability to manifest what it is you want, to experience more love, more joy, more freedom, more money. And we're going to get into it. So lie number one is you have to be high vibe all the time. And this is one of the most damaging beliefs because it teaches people to suppress who they are. You're not here to be a robot. You're here to feel human emotions. A lot of the time, our emotions are our inner guidance system, like our instincts are telling us this doesn't feel right. Or, oh, I just had a call with that person and like they were saying all the right things, but it doesn't feel right. So we got to honor and we got to really listen to our innate wisdom, the truth that lives within us. And we have to give ourselves moments to really feel into what you're feeling. Like we are here on earth to feel all the feels. Right. And I think that when we try to be high vibe all the time, we're bypassing our human experience. We're missing out on the golden nuggets that are helping us really assess and create a life that feels good. So instead of panicking or assuming that something is wrong, like when things go wrong in my life, I honestly don't think that they are going wrong. I never have that belief because I even learned to, first of all, feel into any frustration that's coming up. And then number two, I know that there is something here that I am learning through this. And the more I allow myself to really feel into what I am feeling and experiencing, the quicker I'm able to move through it, the quicker I'm able to understand the wisdom that the emotions within me are trying to share. And then I have more awareness and understanding how I want to create my life, right? Like there are preferences in the emotions. So when we're high vibing it and when we're kind of like, oh, I'm good, or like I'm gliding through whatever it is, like I'm just going to ignore that like big red flag. When we do that, we're actually setting ourselves back. So lie two is if something bad happens, it means you're out of alignment. And this is another belief that keeps people stuck, as I mentioned above. Life is always reorganizing around what you want. So as soon as you declare like, oh, I want to make more money, or I want to work with clients that really light me up, or I want an incredible partner, you will be given opportunities to see scenarios that aren't necessarily working, right? Because we have to know what isn't right for us to know what actually is right for us. So bad things that are happening are not reflections of you being out of alignment. They're reflections of things that are either trying to get you back into alignment or are showing you preferences that can invite you into clarifying your manifestation, to clarifying the reality of what you want to experience this lifetime around. Okay, so number two really is if something bad happens, it means you're out of alignment. And this is a lie because it's really, if everything is always working out for you, then what is this showing you? What is this showing you about maybe some of the preferences and choices you've made in the past? And what is this inviting you into within yourself? What new beliefs can you have? What new standards can you set? What new boundaries can you create? So I don't think we need to perceive things as bad. We perceive things as information, right? Everything that's happening around us is informing us of something, is giving us more clarity, is reminding us to empower ourselves or to be more authoritative of our life, to use our voice more clearly, to set solid boundaries. So you're not out of alignment. You're just being given another opportunity to get clear. So lie number three is you can't grieve while manifesting. And grief is a fundamental part of life. Grief is a fundamental part of so many things. It's not only a loss of a person, it's a loss of an identity. It's a loss of a life that we had. It's a loss of an idea of how we thought our life was going to go when in fact Source Spirit had something way greater planned. I remember for me when I was really going through my breakdown moment as a fashion stylist and I no longer could sustain having a studio, having assistants, doing the job because I was so depleted and like suffering not only from anxiety and depression, but an autoimmune disease, like an addiction. I got to this point where like I literally was holding on, white knuckling so hard to stay into this identity that made so much sense, that everything was just like, I had this whole plan for myself. And when I really made the decision where I was like, I know I can't do this anymore, it was like such a hard truth. I grieved so much. I grieved all the blood, sweat, and tears I put in. I grieved my passion. I grieved my artistry. I grieved, who I was. I grieved all the things that I hid behind. And during that same period of time, or right through it, I manifested my firstborn child. You can certainly be grieving. And I want to share with you, please give yourself the time and the space to grieve and know that, yes, as you are grieving, you can still manifest love. As you are grieving, you can still manifest money, and give yourself permission, right? I think also people have concepts and ideas that, I can't grieve. Like I'm going through grief right now. Like, how can I think about like a joyful life, or like someone I've loved has died? Like, it's wrong for me to feel, even glimpses of excitement after this person has passed on. But like, if there's anyone that's listening and anyone in your life has passed on that you've loved so much, celebrate your life a little bit more in the name of who they've been, they were, and what they meant to you, and share that. Give yourself not only permission to grieve, but give yourself also permission to still celebrate aspects of life. We can be going through something and still be able to hold the duality of excitement, right? But I think that there's something very, very, very wrong about thinking that we can't give ourselves time to grieve or to feel, that it's going to interrupt the process of what we are creating, or our ability to manifest a dreamy life. Because a dreamy life is going to be filled with all the things, right? And for me, the more you can feel and acknowledge everything in your life, it's like you're so fully here and alive. And the more you can drop into that level of life, the more richness you can experience in every aspect of your existence. So if you are grieving, let yourself grieve, find the support that you need, and know that there's nothing wrong about that, right? Lie number 4 is manifestation means, or your ability to manifest your desires means, that everything becomes easy peasy overnight. I will tell you that when clients begin working with me, they are able to see very clearly where they are being avoidant, where they are denying themselves of what they actually want, where they are operating and moving from programming. And I think that when you have a keen awareness, and the more you dive into the truth, the more you're able to make decisions in the moment that are going to move you through things more effortlessly. But your ability to manifest isn't like one quick fix. It's your ability to be so aware and to move in such alignment that things effortlessly will magnetize towards you. Now, that doesn't mean that in the process of manifestation, things will happen quickly, but you also will be met with moments where you're going to be invited into your power, where you're going to be invited to use your voice, where you're going to be invited to set a new standard, where you're going to not compromise yourself and take a job that sounds good and looks good because it's a bright, shiny object and it's actually not the right thing for you. It's not an overnight thing, but it's your ability to meet every moment with deep awareness. And the more you're able to do that, it becomes habitual, it becomes a process, and you begin to effortlessly manifest. So it's a snowball effect. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's slow shifts, your ability to be more clear and present in each moment, and your ability to show up to each obstacle with a sense of leadership, authority, courage, confidence, and endless trust. So manifesting is not about pretending that everything is perfect. Manifesting is something you're doing in every now moment. Your ability to manifest a dream life is going to require you to be authoritative of your life. It's going to require you to lead your life. It's going to require you to know that in every now moment whenever circumstances or obstacles appear, you are being given an opportunity, not as a victim, but to empower yourself and to say, okay, a preference is being shown here. What do I choose? And it's very easy to choose a bright, shiny object or the thing that your mind thinks is right. But when you're moving in a space where is this really feeling right for me? Is the signature of this energy or what the person is showing me about them, is this really right? Is this really in alignment for me? It might be checking all the boxes, right? On the surface level, but is it really feeling right for me? So avoiding is a form of escape that will never give you a life that you actually want to experience because you're not really experiencing it by avoidance, right? Avoidance is surface level. Avoidance is trying to find the next quick fix. But in a world or in a life and an existence where you really want to experience the richness and the depth and the joy and the passion and all of it, you got to be able to listen. You got to be able to deepen your breath and be so present in the moment, eyes wide open, and say like, is this really what I want? And if this isn't working for me, am I courageous enough to use my voice? Am I willing to do the uncomfortable thing? Can I trust myself through the uncomfortable thing? And I know for me, every time I've had to let something go and had to, meaning like, I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. Every time I closed one door, another incredible opportunity opened up. So again, manifesting is not about bypassing your life, high vibing it, avoiding what is here. It's about honoring the sacredness of what is here now and collaborating with your reality and co-creating in a way that you know that you are in command, in a way that you know that life is always responding to who you are. And if you keep reacting in the same patterns, you're going to get the same results. And you don't need to be high vibe all the time. You need to remember who you are. You need to remember the vision you have. You need to let yourself evolve in the process. And also, if your vision doesn't evolve in the process, let it. Nothing is set in stone. In every moment, let yourself be the eye of the storm. In every moment, let yourself lean into a greater power beyond you. Let yourself know that even when things appear to be going quote unquote wrong, something greater is occurring. And everything is working out for your highest good. So if you're in a season of change, if you're in a season where you know that a lot of your life experiences or a lot of the things, a lot of the relationships and the patterns are just not serving you, but you're not sure of what you can do next, I want to invite you into the private manifestation experience. This is a 90-minute session with me where I'm going to help you identify your unconscious blocks. We're going to release the prominent ones, the most prominent ones. I'm going to guide you into a future self activation so you can clearly see the vision available to you. You're going to have your own custom reprogramming audio track so that your subconscious mind can look for evidence in your day-to-day to create that reality so that you can move as the version of you who actually experiences that reality, right? Like you're not moving as a disempowered version of you. You're moving as the version of you who trusts because you believe so much in your vision and you are trusting of yourself, of the process, and you know you are held. And there's also going to be 3 days of private Telegram messaging with me so that we can integrate the healing that we've done. We can lock in your next steps and you can have that support from me on the other side to help you with, new patterning, making new choices that really align for you. Because often, when we do releases and things like that, we want to go back to the old patterns, and I help you make new choices so we can imprint new patterns moving forward. Life will always respond to who you are. So when you remember who you are and you really own your power and you're really having reverence for every sacred moment, you will experience a whole new level of life, of synchronicity, of magic that you only thought existed in films. And this is exactly what we do inside Inevitable. Inevitable is my group mini mind experience. It's a 4-week experience that I help you stop overthinking and start moving. I help you get crystal clear about your vision. I help you feel safe in receiving. I help you feel safe in receiving more money, more abundance, more opportunities. You will show up more confident than ever. And you will begin to see unstoppable momentum almost immediately in your reality. Because rapidly we are going to elevate your identity. So you are moving as the most authentic version of you. You are thinking as that version of you. We will expand your energetic capacity to receive through my signature manifest now method so that you feel safe when thinking about the vision. You're not questioning the money. You don't feel awkward about asking for more, so that you feel unstoppable, so that you feel unshakable confidence when you're speaking on social media. You're starting your podcast. You're doing your thing. Your energy becomes incredibly magnetic. You become aware of the patterns that have held you back, and you release the core blocks that have been in the way. Inevitable is for the woman who knows that she is not meant to keep circling the same level. And she knows that all of her desires are inevitable. The only question is, what do you choose? Are you going to sit on the sideline, or are you ready to dive in and make everything you want inevitable? We start May 8th. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes below. There are limited spots. If one of them is yours, I invite you to make that move. And then the rest is history. Thank you so much for being with me today. I cannot wait to be with you again. For those of you who are going to join me in Inevitable, this is going to be the most potent experience. I am bringing all of my techniques, all of my methods that have given my clients the most incredible results. I'm making them available to this group experience. I can't wait to see you there. Thanks so much for being with me today. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram, and I will see you soon. Thank you for tuning in to Legendary with Lexi Rose today. If this episode inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're ready to fully, unapologetically create the life and business of your dreams, DM me on Instagram at Lexi Rose Scott. You can also check the show notes below to learn about my private spaces, signature offers, and group experiences. And don't forget to dream big and live bigger. I look forward to being with you again soon. Take care.